Hello guys, I'm Zombie Skittles and welcome to a video that I inevitably didn't want to make. So, let's cut straight to the chase. I'm stopping making Infinity Wars content for the foreseeable future. If you didn't want to hear that, feel free to just exit the video and pretend that I didn't say that. Keep emailing me about why I'm not making them, you know, that apparently is a thing. I want to say, I love this game. I love everything about the community's always been fantastic. And I still remember the first time I even saw the game at PAX Australia 2013 when they had their little booth set up at the convention and they guided me through the game and got me hooked that way. They even gave me a business card with a beta code on it that was designed to look like one of the cards in game. It should be popping up in the video right about now. And it was just great. It took me a couple weeks after that to finally actually download the game and give it a go at home. But when it happened, holy shit. Rest is history. I got hooked and yeah. Anyway, so from there, I want to bring up that there are multiple reasons why I've sort of slowed down and almost stopped playing. I don't think I'll ever truly give up Infinity Wars because I do love it and I want to see it improve. This is just the videos will be slowing down for now. So this is going to be a rambly set of dot points. No particular order. This is just me venting. There's no script. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. I'm more than happy to elaborate, answer, whatever, you know, if you've got any questions about what I've said or what I'm thinking. Anyway, so the first point I want to bring up is that of bug fixes and the way that Lightmare handle them. Now, Lightmare have always done big patches. If they've got anything that's particularly game-breaking, they take the card away, fix it, and then deploy it again. That's cool. But there's the one example that I always cling to is the Mindbender issue. I think his name's Mindbender. He's an Exiles card, and when he attacks the opponent's fortress, they have to discard a card from their hand. That's a great card. I love that mechanic. But if you have two Mindbenders, and they both hit his fortress, he gets 2 prompts to discard cards, which makes sense, you know, he got hit twice, he has to discard 2. However, both prompts, he can select the same card. So if he's got 3 cards in his hand and he picks for his first discard to be card A, he can then pick card A to also be his second one, meaning that while I hit him twice and he should have to discard 2 cards, he only discards 1. You know, it's not the biggest issue, but it does make Mindbender worthless if you run more than one of him. And in a card game, your card interactions have to be correct, because if your cards aren't working in your card game, you have a problem. Now that's a fairly basic error, and I don't know how easy it is on the development side, but it should be as easy as making each discard happen before giving you a second list. So prompt for a discard that card, prompt for a second discard. So after the discards happened. But anyway, that aside, even if it's not the easiest, it shouldn't take almost a year and a half to patch this one thing. I've been regularly sending bug reports for this one error. I've even had a few other people send them. But last I heard, about a week or 2 ago, the bug still existed. And that's just honestly unacceptable. Lightmare have always said they want to do it in big patches, but if you do big patches every month or 2, you've still got these errors and these problems that are lasting for a month or 2. So it should be like they've got a small team they should have someone balancing the game constantly. And the moment one of these interactions come up that aren't working, they should be on that and fixing it. Because otherwise these decks are worthless. I can't run a Mindbender deck. I can't run the mill like that. Well, I can't utilize him in a mill deck. And yeah, that's something that honestly bugs me. They need to start doing more hot fixing and less bulk patching. Anyway, the next reason that I'm leaving is a bit more, is not as much of an issue for the average player. But for me, trading is very hard. I mean, unless I don't have the time to sit there in the trading area for ages trying to find someone with the card that I want and then trying to barter with him, because you know, I understand it's a market. People want certain cards and they want to sell their cards for certain amounts. I don't understand the economy yet. And without some hard, fast system in place, I can't compare it to it. So let's say they, like, Terramoose and stuff have always hinted very heavily that they eventually want to put up like an auction board sort of thing where people can post cards and you can buy them or bid for them or like they can post trades like, I've got this, looking for this card. Pokemon do that. I'm not sure about any of the others, but that's a cool system because you can browse through, you're like, I want this particular card. You can search and all the entries for that card come up and you can look at what they're asking for it. If you wanted to do a one-on-one trade, you still can, but you also have this system to compare it to. So you can't, like, if you're smart, there's less chance of you getting ripped off. You could ask for a card, that guy says, oh yeah, look, I'll give it to you for this, and you'll go, but the guys on the auction system are only asking for this, why are you trying to rip me off, bro? And so on and so forth. Without that, I don't have the time or the knowledge to get the cards that I need, and this has inhibited my video making. Like, apart from Rifts, I really had fun building and playing decks. Like, that's just something I loved. I was buying cards. There were a couple of people who sell single cards, but that was costing me way too much money, and money becomes an issue sometimes. So I was spending maybe $100 a month, which isn't much when you think about it, on cards. Sometimes a little more. And that I did that for a couple months before I realized, you know, this isn't going to be feasible. Like, this is not financially smart. I can't keep doing that every time I need some cards, because some cards got pretty expensive. You know, Martagon was just way too much and all that. Yeah, so like price and time really came into issues with me, and if trading was a bit more streamlined with the auction system and all that, I might have been able to get the cards easier and things might have worked out better on that front. Like I said, not the biggest issue, but it's an issue that has affected me. So I initially did record this a couple of weeks ago, but then ended up re-recording because a lot has happened. In this case, what has happened is people are leaving, people who I have actively looked up to, and all sorts. Merlini, or Merlinix, I really don't know how to say his name, and that saddens me. But he left, and he was like the big trendsetter for the game and all that. Him leaving was like, why are council members leaving? They're the guys that are meant to be helping with the game and fixing the game. I mean, it was all voluntary, I understand that. But when they're leaving the game that they're helping build, you got to wonder what's up. That, and then I've just logged onto the forums today, and Terramoose has left. Terramoose, freaking amazing guy, and he's like, I've loved talking to him the few times I've spoken to him. His streams were always amazing. He let me spoil a card from one of the sets, and that alone was freaking rad. Him leaving, it's like he was the only voice we had from Lightmare, and that's gonna segue into the next issue, but without him, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, because that, like he says here, Lightmare will be taking care of the communication on their end. That scares me, because up until now they've been heavily restricting what Terramoose can say, and are we just gonna get like white noise now? Are we going to get any information? Are they going to be transparent with us? Are they going to have one-on-one conversations with us like Terramoose did? This is scary. You know, we'll have to wait over the next few weeks and see what happens. Because, I mean, this happened a few weeks ago, so maybe everything will be fine. But yeah, I'm worried. So, and next up, while we're talking about Lightmare and their decisions, we need a community site. I tried with the very last deck video I did, which was a while ago now. I had to make my own like blog posts and put it on my website just so I could list all the actual cards, because our only deck building website and community website was Infinite Network. And Infinite Network is kind of almost completely dead. Like, let's just quickly see if it even is still up. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks. I've been delaying making this video. Infinite Network is still up, which is kind of a good sign. The last post was a teaser for Oppression in June of 2015, so June of this year. And then before that was an article from the 5th of November 2014. So their article system's fairly quiet. The people that run it no longer do anything with it because Lightmare would not help them. You know, you need a website like this. And so, it's cool if Lightmare did the work. I mean, and then I could understand it takes time. But we have a community of people who were actively willing to do all the work for them. And Lightmare have just, like, sort of made it too difficult for them to do this thing for free for their love of the game. So, like, their deck list manager is outdated, nothing's up to date, and it's a tragedy. If we had a system like that, it would be much easier for people to share decks and stuff, and we'd have... It's really hard to explain, but without these sort of things, I mean, you think about Hearthstone's got multiple of these websites. Magic, even before Magic was a digital game, Magic has websites full of deck lists and stuff because people love that game. All that stuff. It's just it's a necessity for card games, really. People able to share their resources and stuff and talk about things without having to hand type everything. This is important. I can't stress how important this is. It's... oh, man. But yeah, there is more. I can't think of anything to really bring up. Like, sometimes it just escapes me. I'll probably finish this video and then realize, oh, I should have spoken about that. That was important. But at the moment, I got nothing. So, look, if you've got any questions, please leave a comment. Like I said, I will answer it. This video is going up on both my main channel, Zombie Skittles, and the Risk Skittles channel, so no one should miss it, hopefully. And I'll probably even follow this up with a blog post if there's more to say that comes to mind. For now, I'm Zombie Skittles, and I will see you around. Goodbye.